This is the Northwest Training Development Team and Pathways Coronavirus Update. Today's update is on thinking through how we can travel safely on public transport. Thomas from Knowsley asked us this question.
What measures are in place to make public transport for people with disabilities to make sure it's safe to do so?
We know that the government updated its guidance to say that from the 15th of June, this Monday, most people will have to wear face coverings on public transport. They have not given any specific guidance for disabled people when using public transport. The guidance does say that disabled people who would struggle to use face coverings don't have to wear them. Everyone is asked to avoid using public transport if we can and use other ways to get around. This is to help make social distancing easier on public transport and make it safer for everyone. For lots of disabled people, we're used to finding a way around using services where things might be a little bit more difficult. We can think through some of the issues that we might face so that we can deal with them. Think about when and if you have to take your journey. Try to avoid the busy times and the busy stops on trains and buses if you can, if that will make it easier for you. It will also make it easier for you to keep socially distant from other people. You might find it easier to book your tickets and transport and pay for it using online services or contactless payment. If you have a smartphone, there are apps you can use to help with this. If you're not going to wear a face covering on public transport and you're worried about how other people might feel or act about this, you can think about what you might do in advance. You might talk to staff who work for the transport company if you feel confident to do that. Transport companies have to make reasonable adjustments to help make things easier for disabled people to use services. Some people might feel comfortable taking evidence with them that shows why they aren't wearing a face covering or might be using different support. It's up to you to decide whether this will work for you. You could use something like a disabled person's rail card. You might have support staff who might help you to speak to people about why you aren't wearing a face covering or why you are doing things differently. If you have a phone, you might want to take it with you when you travel on public transport. This way you can look up information about your journey, or you can contact someone if you're unsure. Remember, the government has asked everyone to avoid using public transport if we can. We should think about what we can do to stay safe. If you need to use public transport during this time, think about your access needs in advance. Think about your journey and make a plan about how you will deal with any issues that might come up.